y'all, I'm Laura Richardson with Relevate, and we are bringing you another episode with quite an interesting topic. So this was a question that I received from a potential buyer, and all of a sudden I started thinking, you know what, there are probably other people who have the same question and want to understand the rationale behind it. So today's topic is, why is my pre-qual letter, my pre-qualification letter from my lender, not good forever? Why does it need to be upped or revamped every so often, every few months? So that's a great question. So first of all, think of your pre-qual letter as something that's more or less like a coupon versus a gift card. So that gift card, for the most part, is going to hold the same amount of cash or purchasing power for the duration of time, right? A coupon, however, has an expiration date. So you might get that money back, that money off for a limited duration. It's the same thing with a pre-qualification letter. And the reason behind that is your pre-qualification, so what your purchasing power is based off of a couple of factors. One of the biggest one is your debt to income ratio, which can change over the course of time. So let's say that when you initially go to buy a house, you don't own a car. And then after that maybe initial 4-month period, you go and buy a brand new Tahoe. Your debt to income ratio has now changed. This is also one reason why we don't recommend buying a car or opening any new lines of credit when you're under contract, because it can change that debt to income ratio, in addition to kind of maybe even potentially removing your approval factor from your lender. So be very wary of that. But that's a big one, is that debt to income ratio, and it changes over the course of time, right? Jobs change and all that kind of stuff. Another one is, as interest rates kind of go up and down and fluctuate, your purchasing power might change. This is one of the reasons why during like the height of the COVID market, when interest rates were 2.25 for some people, they were able to buy, let's say, $1 million home, and now when they've hit upwards of 7.5, it might be $500,000 that they would be approved for. So keep in mind that interest rates can kind of drive that factor, because they're also controlling your month-to-month expenditure. Another one is life changes. So like, let's say your job all of a sudden ended. Well, now you may not have that W-2 that you can kind of show that you have consistent income coming in. So that's something big. Or let's say you left the W-2 and have started your own business. Well, those types of things take 2 years to build the back history and credit to be able to buy a home. So keep in mind that life changes are a huge thing as well that can kind of change that, that value that you've been approved for. Another one is loan products. The rules actually change. Sometimes you have access to certain loan products when you initially get pre-qualified that maybe you no longer have access to, or the encompassing amount might change. Like actually, as of this year, jumbo loan amounts, so that conforming amount has actually gone up to where you can be approved for a much higher volume on your loan without having to get a jumbo loan, which is basically like 2 mortgages together, right? 2 loan products together. So just know things change over the course of time, so you can't assume the information you were given 2 years ago will also apply to today. You also might, in a positive way, now have new programs that are available, because things like changing administrations politically can actually provide different types of perks in the environment to purchase a home. And then one other consideration is that your loan officer may have left the business. So that pre-qualification letter that says to call Bill Smith, which Bill Smith is a made-up person, so nobody call Bill. But if Bill Smith has now left the industry, you might want to go ahead and sync up with somebody new. It could be with the same entity, so the same like loan bank or whoever you initially started with, but you're going to be talking to a different person. So as you guys can see, a lot of factors can change in a very short period of time. So if you were pre-qualified and it was a long time ago, just know that that letter is not good for the duration of your lifetime. It does have an expiration, and that's really important to have a fresh pre-qualification when you find the home of your dreams. So I'm Laura Richardson with Relevate. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next episode.